Hi guys, I'm Jenny and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make an apple crumble with these lovely big Bramley apples. I hope you've had a really good time exploring all the videos for our virtual apple day so far, but don't worry if you haven't because you can still check them out a little bit later on. And of course we've got our quiz this evening. If you'd like to get involved, you can head to the description for tickets. So, today you are going to need 40 grams of butter, 110 grams of flour, 50 grams of sugar, preferably brown sugar or Demerera sugar if you've got it, some oats, and some nuts which are optional, and of course 650 grams of cooking apples. You will also need a saucepan to cook down your apples a little bit, a big mixing bowl, and a tray for your crumble to sit in and cook in when it's finished. You will also need an apple corer and a knife, as well as a chopping board. Let's get straight into it and start by chopping, peeling and coring our lovely Bramley apples. Does anyone know where Bramley apples originate from? The Bramley apple is from Nottinghamshire and was named after Matthew Bramley in 1846. Let's get chopping. Now, a really good tip when you're doing apple crumble is to make sure that your apples don't oxidise after you've peeled them. So, to do this, all you have to do is get some water and pop a little bit of lemon juice in there. So if you can see in the corner there, I started with my first apple and that's what I've done to make them stay pale and lovely and not go brown and a little bit mushy before we start cooking them. I don't find a corer very easy, but you're more than welcome to use one. So I'm just going to chop the core out. I'm going to cut it into quarters, if my knife will go through this big apple. Once you've peeled and cored your apple, you're going to chop it into small sections. I cut each quarter into 4 pieces and then into 4 pieces again. So this is what I've come up with. And try and make sure that all your pieces are a similar size so they all cook evenly. So we're just going to cook off our apples for a couple of minutes in about 2.5 tablespoons of water with about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Don't you just love the smells and the sounds of baking? So now that our apples are all ready, it's time to make our topping. This is definitely my favourite bit. So first we're going to start with our self-raising flour. If you have any allergies, you can make this recipe as well. I'm gluten intolerant and just making it with gluten-free flour. So we need 110 grams of self-raising flour. We need 40 grams of Demerera sugar. And 40 grams of cold butter. I'd also like to add a little bit of cinnamon at this point if you've got some lying around. Now, we're going to get our hands involved. Make sure you've got clean washed hands and we are going to rub it together until it resembles breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs looking lovely, it's time to add some oats. You're just going to add 2 tablespoons of this. Or 3 if you like oats. And I'm going to add some pecan nuts to mine to give it a little bit of extra crunch. So now we have our apple mixture and we have our crumble mixture and we are going to put them together before we pop them in the oven. it's time to pop it in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes until it's golden brown. Thank you so much for joining me in making apple crumble for Thames Chase's virtual Apple Day. You can find the full recipe in the description so you can make one of your own at home. And if you do make one, please post your pictures to Facebook and Instagram and hashtag Thames Chase and hashtag virtual Apple Day. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your crumble.